Good morning, and welcome to another beautiful day. I believe this is episode 4. Um, Today we're going to talk about the days leading up to the funeral. Um, those were probably the hardest days I had to go through, including the day of the funeral. Um, Teresa killed herself on a Tuesday. We found her on a Thursday. She was buried the following Friday. So within a week and a half, we had everything taken care of. Her mother and family took care of all the funeral arrangements in Lafayette, dealing with the coroner's office and dealing with the funeral home and the arrangements and how it was going to go down. Me, I was in charge of taking care of her affairs here in town. Yeah, that was very, very hard to do. To start shutting her accounts down and telling people that she had passed away. Teresa had a lot of fake friends. People that were around when things were great, when the party was going on, and then when things got tough, they were never around. And I heard from a lot of them in the days following her death. There were a lot of people out there who told her the wrong shit. There are a lot of people out there I'm very fucking upset about and very upset at for the way they treated her when she was alive, and then had the fucking nerve to come and say, "Oh, my sweet friend. If she was such a sweet friend, why weren't you fucking there to help her?" And let me tell you something, I still have some anger issues over this. I'm still pissed off that she's gone. I'm going to be angry for a while over this. This was useless. The killing was useless. There was no reason for this. She always told me that she didn't have anybody, that she was alone, there was nobody there, and she was wrong. She was so very, very wrong. So, her mother came over on Tuesday after she had come down, because her mother lives in Lafayette, which is 2 hours away. Teresa and her hadn't seen each other in years, as far as I know. They couldn't stand to be around each other more than a couple hours, but I think that was more Teresa than anything else, and where she was at in her life. I know that a couple of days after the death, I know I spent in the house, in our bed, sleeping. I still have that bed. I'm not going to give it away until I have to. Having to go through and watch her mom and her cousin go through her things and not know who she really was. All of this has been very hard because I feel like I'm to blame for all of this. She asked me here twice. She asked me to move here twice to be with her. And without hesitation, I moved here twice. Would I do it again? Absolutely. Because I still love her. And I still believed that she could become better. Even through all the bullshit I had gone through. The really biggest, hardest part was when we had a cleaning party, which was, I believe, on Wednesday before the funeral. A bunch of her friends came over. It was my idea. I thought it would be a good way for them to come over and talk, for them to help in their grieving process, and for them to take anything that was left if they wanted any mementos or remembrances of her. So that's what I did. Let them do that. I sat around and watched. I was actually up in the loft most of the time watching because I'm still walking through a fog through all of this. I still don't believe this is going on. I'm believing that she's out on vacation somewhere and that was just a body double that was in there. And she's trying to go through all the everything, and she had everything taken care of, including the cops. So I, at this point, was still thinking that she was alive somewhere and not believing this. Teresa was never a churchgoer, even though at the end she said she believed in God. She never did up until then. And she had changed her tune quite drastically over the last few weeks as well. Watching the apartment dwindle from being a full house of furniture and dishes and memories to leaving it empty with a blood spot in the middle of the floor, which was still there when all this was going on, by the way. I had to cover it up with a blanket so nobody could see, but everybody knew what it was, but helped not seeing the actual spot. Seeing as how, again, Teresa was not religious, did not believe in God, even though at the end she said she did. I think she did that to appease her mom. I was the officiant at the services. They didn't have a priest or anybody like that they could go to. And I am a ordained minister through the Universal Life Church. I got that almost a decade ago when a buddy of mine was getting ready to get married and asked me to be the officiant. I don't think they've gotten married yet. But they're still together. So I had to be the one to welcome everybody, if you want to say that's what it is, a welcome to the funeral service, including meeting her ex-husband for the first time, which was a very surreal meeting. I went over to him and asked to talk to him. His name is Brian Perry. Brian was married to Teresa for 20 years. Had been divorced 5 or 6 by the time she killed herself. I was the only other man that she'd ever lived with besides him and her father, of course. Her father is a story for another day. Some of the memories and feelings from that meeting are still alive and well 4 months later. I have never met the man before and have never talked with him since. I know he's taking this pretty hard, or at least was. I don't know if he is anymore or not. I wish him well. It's a very hard thing to watch the person you love get buried. It's an even harder part to have to say the words about her and officiate over the ceremony. Yeah, you can see I'm kind of tired. It's how it is these days. I don't sleep well. And if I do get a lot of sleep, it's because I'm so damn tired that I just fall out and I can't help it. I've woken up across my bed before, so having to watch her body go into the ground, to officiate over it, to meet all her family and husband and all of that. I remember driving home after the services and everybody telling me I'd done a good job, which We already know Teresa. That's one of the reasons why she was with me, is because I was a good man. On the way home, I had to stop off and get gas at a gas station. It had been overcast and kind of rainy all day long. And at the gas station, the sunshine filtered through on its way down to sunset through the clouds in her favorite color. And I knew that she was happy with what had been going on that day as far as she was concerned and how I had treated and respected her. I go up once a month and see her grave, make sure it's cleaned off, taken care of. Next time I go up, gotta drop some flowers off for her. Take the music up, play some music for her. I still feel at times that she's next to me when I'm driving. I still, when the seatbelt alarm goes off that I don't have it on, I still hear her go, "Will you put your seatbelt on, please?" Coming from her voice. And I always say, "Yes, ma'am," on it. And then she'll say, "I don't understand why you don't put it on in the first place." I miss her every day. I wish she were here. Just like everybody else wishes she were here. But she's not. And this is what it's like. In the aftermath of someone you care about killing themselves because it's senseless. This is absolutely senseless. Hope you guys have a great Sunday. And I'll be talking to you again soon.